Ever read a story where the ending was obvious by chapter 2? The characters had zero agency, and the author kept reminding you, this was my plan all along. Yeah, that's basically predestination. I'm Theology Jack, your guide in exploring life's biggest questions and mysteries. Okay, so I get it. Predestination sounds like a cool sci-fi movie, but in theological circles, it's basically the plot twist where God allegedly writes the entire script of history, who gets saved, who doesn't, and everything in between. And you, my friend, are just a background character with really detailed, tragic backstory and zero lines. Now, before someone rage clicks away to write a Reddit essay on Romans 9, hear me out. Today, we're unpacking 7 reasons why this whole predestination thing, it kind of reads like the worst fan fiction ever written. Let's break it down. Imagine watching a movie where the main character says, I want to go left, and a booming voice says, nope, you were destined to go right. Now go cry about it. Cool. So now we're just meat puppets in a divine soap opera. If God is writing our every move, including the embarrassing ones, looking at you, middle school, then free will is just marketing copy. If everyone's actions are predetermined, we're not really making choices. We're just cosplaying the illusion of freedom while God yells plot twist from the editing room. Also, why does God need plot armor? If divine love is so powerful, why does it need to manipulate characters like an insecure fanfic author trying to force enemies to lovers? Let's be honest, predestination kind of turns God into that one dungeon master who won't let anyone roll for initiative. He's already decided who lives, who dies, and who gets to be tragically misunderstood. But if God is love, like actual love, not I wrote your heartbreak for your character arc love, then shouldn't love mean freedom? I mean, imagine dating someone who says, I loved you before you were born, but also I programmed you to love me back, and you don't really have a say in this. Yikes. That's not romantic. That's a Netflix true crime doc waiting to happen. Here's where it gets wild. If everything is predestined, then prayer is kind of unnecessary. God, please help me. And God's like, nah, I wrote the script before time. Scene's locked. Why evangelize? Why hope? Why try? It's like watching Avengers Endgame knowing that Thanos already snapped and the writers won't let anyone do anything about it. Everyone's just going through the motions while cosmic inevitability drags them forward like a malfunctioning airport conveyor belt. Predestination turns life into an escape room where the clues don't matter and the door was always going to open or slam shut no matter what you did. This is where the theology gets grim and dark. If everything is predetermined, then every dictator, every injustice, every broken system, it was all part of the plan. And so when people say, well, it's all for God's glory, I start hearing God needed Hitler for character development. I don't know about you, but if my glory depends on orchestrating genocide, I think I need to see a divine therapist. Open and relational theology says, hey, maybe God didn't want this. Maybe God works with what we do, not as a control freak, but as a creative, flexible artist who refuses to give up on the story even when we smudge the canvas. Now, that's a God I can actually respect. You know that moment in fan fiction where the author clearly ships two characters who have no chemistry and one of them basically gets written into the relationship against their will? Yeah, that's predestination. If love isn't freely chosen, it's not love. It's coercion in slow motion. But wait, here come the defenders. Well, God's ways are higher than ours. Cool. If someone used that excuse in real life, I manipulated you because my wisdom is beyond your comprehension, we'd call that gaslighting. God doesn't need to be a cosmic gaslighter. If God is love, then God isn't interested in puppets. God wants partners. Let's just call it. The idea that God creates billions of people just to show off his glory, even the ones destined for destruction, sounds like a theology written by a villain in a Greek tragedy. I created you to destroy you, but don't worry, it's for my reputation. Like, who's this for? Is God keeping a divine PR scoreboard? Look how glorious I am. Steve over there is burning forever. Yay, me. Honestly, if a human ruler said that, we'd call them a tyrant. But when it's God, we're supposed to call it mysterious. Pass. And finally, the biggest crime of all, predestination makes for a terrible story. Seriously. Great stories have risk, tension, possibility, character development. You know, the stuff that keeps you watching, even when it's 3 a.m. and Netflix is asking you if you're still watching. But in a predetermined universe, there's no real drama, no surprise, no heartbreak that actually matters. It's all part of the script someone else wrote while the rest of us perform like unpaid extras. If the ending's already written, why bother turning the page? Good theology should make you feel alive, not like a minor character in the universe where the author already decided who gets the happy ending and who gets deleted. Quick reminder, explorers, click like just to be cool. And hey, if you like this kind of stuff, hit subscribe for more. Let's map ideas that can change the world together. So what do you think? If God actually lets us co-write the story of existence, does that make the universe more meaningful? Or are we just allergic to theological control issues? Drop your thoughts below. Seriously, I want to see your take. Thanks for watching till the end, fellow explorers. Stay curious and embrace the mystery. This is Theology Jack, signing off.